Oh, it's good. don't like this music. This sounds a little better. Bet is for a bit. Do, 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 do. Volume level check. Is that working? I'm going to set up a ducking system so when I'm talking the music ducks out. See if that works. Check, check, check. Check that. Bum, 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 bum. Bada bum, bum, bum. I'll listen back on the stream and see how it feels. I'll leave it where it's at. Looks like it's ducking it a bit. Da-da-da-da-do. Da-da-do. Da-da-dum-dum-da-da-dum. Leave it there. That's probably fine. Okay, so I'll probably just talk during these live streams a bit more. What I'm working on today is I watched a video about making a custom logging class, and that's what I have here. I call it PrintLogger class right here, and I can set different levels and format it in different ways. And already this morning, I started working on this class this morning, and it's already been helpful. I've already found a bunch of small little not issues, but where I found things in I was working on the cargo manager class where things were being recalculated more often than they needed to be. And they're not necessarily bugs, but it's one of those things where, you want to have a clean initialization to all your managers or all your databases. And so already I found a bunch of small little things that I was able to fix because of this logging class. So I'm just going to be working on that for the next little bit, and then if I have time, I'm going to work on the station. I want to get the spaceman animation when he or she or it walks up to a door. You hit the button, turns around, animation happens, it opens up, and then you enter into the room with the UI and everything. So right now it just goes directly in. There's no transition, but I want to get the transition set up. So once I kind of do that, once I kind of get this PrintLogger set up kind of how I like it, so that all this initial... Look at this. Look how pretty this looks. Color, it's all colored, and I know what's being called. I know what's happening. Once I get this kind of set up to where I want it to be, then I will jump into deving the station a bit. So, Nebula class. So, looking at the Nebula class, it's ready. So I can go back to this PrintLogger thing. Verbose. See what this looks like. Okay, so that's the start of the game. Star database. All looks good. Loaded 270 stars. Ready. Rendering racial profiles. I need to add... I want to see how many races it produced. 270 stars, but here it just says generating racial profiles and ended. Let's go to races database. And double check. How this gets initiated. So initiated, initialized. Good. Yeah, okay. So PrintLogger, bug. See if that works. Yeah, loaded 7 races. Good. I wonder if I could also print out the keys. This. So that works. Might not work. Yeah, it just prints out the numbers. I'll have to convert it. Fine. Keys. Bam, bam, boom, boom. Bam, bam, boom, boom. Make a name. Description. Well, not gonna work the way I wanted it to. Too much work. Not that necessary. You know, loaded 7 races and we're good to go. That's all I care about. In the verbose. Oh, I have it here in verbose, so that's fine. Okay, what's next? Race, input, Flux database, Nebula database is fine. Cargo manager is fine, which is great. Okay. Then we'll go to world and get this set up differently. Go through this in yeah, we can start in the world class. We're going to the title world because there's a bunch of stuff In here, I betcha I can set up. This initialize world isn't being called because that's what gets called by the world's manager class. What's happening when I just straight up load this title world screen all by itself without the manager class. Does all this, and then it detects if it's the only scene. If it itself is the scene, then it's not in the game. Right, I'm just testing the scene out. And get rid of this, and then just forces the world to start. In Start World, I have this test where if this is called and the world isn't ready yet, then it doesn't start. But you can force it to start. What I'm doing with the testing. So that makes sense. That PrintLogger. Increase this to 20. See what this looks like. Annoying to look at. I should actually also color these things. I wonder what that would look like. Would that be annoying? I have it color the status with when it's like an error, critical, or a warning. I'll just do this. In fact, it doesn't need that much space. Or was it 17? How does this look? Do. Okay. Formatting some other time. I'll mess with it, but later. Building or called. What am I missing here? Something somewhere. Oh, these are the menu boxes, right? I have another scene. Right. Here it is. how this looks. That's better. Audio manager class is much better. That works. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Another indication I can put something in here. As an info thing, I want to know when that changes for my crew manager. Oh. Escape it. Like that. Yeah. Is that how you escape it? I'm about to find out. Nice. Okay. This. It is. If I go to the. A way to extract this string so I can format it. I want open and closed is a statement that's like it's done, whereas opening and closing, just for aesthetic reasons and just for reading purposes, I want to have dot dot dot, so it's very it makes it seem like something's still happening or we're waiting on something, and then closed means it's closed. Ring. That's how that works. See. Nope. Not work at all. Opening. Oh, it's uppercase. Aha. Let's try that. There we go. Opening, open. This is looking much cleaner. Back to that another time. Okay, this is looking way, way better, and I can now, all this stuff that I know is working right now, I can hide. I can go to print, like all this database stuff, I don't need to see that every time, and I know it's set up pretty well, so it shouldn't have errors. However, if there's a warning or an error or critical something, it'll pop through the mix. So I can go PrintLogger and I have these Booleans here. I don't need to see the database debugging, and I don't need, there's a verbose setting where it just shows like all the stuff that's happening. Don't need to see that either. I run that again. Yeah, all the databases are like, we're ready, we're good, we're fine. Smaller. Oh. Here. Fun. If this works, let everything through here. I guess that won't work. That'd be kind of slick and just setting to throw it all in there, have everything get sent. Okay, so I'm set to verbose. See how this looks. Yeah, much cleaner. Okay. Good. Did this work? Did this actually work? Main menu. Doesn't have to be very... That won't work with, that was fine. Let's see. I'll figure that out. Okay, so here's the station view. Pretty pumped with how this turned out, especially after the rework. Check this out. So one thing I wanted to be able to control is how high, where the ceiling is at. In my previous iteration, everything was very, lots of magic numbers. Everything was just very set and you couldn't play with it. And it made it very difficult for customization. And then I just left it. I didn't even touch it once it was set. But now I set up a whole system so that I can actually change how this all looks. So check this out. I can change where the ceiling is at. And the cool thing about this is these lines adjust for that, right? Dynamically, right? I can change where the wall is, and you'll notice that changes a whole bunch of other stuff too, which is kind of cool. Changes where the spaceman is, it changes where these lines are, it affects everything. Same thing with this, spaceman offset. And then the floor. Now, interestingly enough, it's not affecting that, which is good to know. So I should go take a look as to why this is not moving this little barrier here. Some bug fixing right here. Okay, so floor, lights, spaceman gets not the middle, not you. Foreground layer. Or you. Interesting. So I have it as a static. Call this a cutaway. Move it way over here to cutaways. It should not be a background. Position, so I don't want to change it. 308. Floor bottom. How did I do this? Block default. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. Equals 308. That's the spot that we like. Yeah, position. Okay, and hot station bay. Position.y equals alt plus the floor y offset. think that's gonna work. Let's see. Oh, I have to. Oops. Set that. Like, hasn't detected yet. Load the scene. Now it should work. Yeah, look at that. Now it all works together. I can change the perspective if I want less ceiling or more ceiling. I can just do this. That. Yeah, that's looks. Puts you tighter into base. Okay. I think the original was something like the Genesis game would be even higher than this. I'd have to increase the settings, which I can do. Wasn't it like, I don't know, I want to say that. Imagine this a little bit higher at the top. Something like that, except a little more zoomed in. Mess with that some other time. I wonder if this feels claustrophobic or like you're in a tight space, or is that kind of what we want? Is that it's got to feel like a vulnerable station? The cool thing is, because of this little setup I have over here, I can adjust that. Future. So, be proud of that one. What's kind of cool about this whole setup, there's nothing 3D that's happening here. Only thing that makes it look 3D are these lines right here, which I had to spend some time finding out the math. If those lines weren't there, this would look really, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's 3D either than the foreground moving. We're going to get rid of them. In one sec. Raw. Black scale. Ink. Try this. Pass. Comment all of this out. See how this looks. Yeah. So the foreground's moving, so that gives a sense of passing by. Sorry, that gives it the parallax effect. But notice how without those lines here, you see these two lines right here, they're static. They ain't moving. These two lines are moving with the camera, as well as some of these other static lines. They're just moving with the viewport. Same thing with this. Like, check this out. This little piece right here, this cutaway, it just goes to the edge of the screen and stops. It actually doesn't move. This background, or color rect, it's just a square. It's a square gray thing, and it's not moving. Same thing with the ceiling. Where is it? The floor, ceiling. Yeah. It looks like it's moving with you, or with the 3D effect, but it's very static. It is not moving. There's just a square here that's just gray. And because of the foreground, it makes it look like it's 3D. And we can enhance that by throwing in some 2D lines. And now it looks very 3D. But these lines that you see going up and down here, they're 2D lines. I don't know, I was pretty happy with the effect. And I'm guessing that's how they did it back in the old day. They just had two lines running left to right. These two lines right here, they're static. They're not moving. What if I can show how this works? Foreground layer, parent. Did that. Commented out this whole thing. Yeah. So notice how the whole idea of it being 3D is kind of gone. It's crazy. Even like looking down here at the bottom, it's just one static square. Probably up his speed too. Then you throw these lines in here. Let's see what happens. Once these lines are in here, now the floor looks like it's moving, right? Again, these lines are just 2D lines. Nothing 3D about it. Anyway, enough of information. You guys understand. Put it all together, and now it looks like a 3D. Totally looks 3D. And there's nothing in here that's being 3D rendered. Pretty crazy. Okay. Next. No, Google, I do not want to work with Gemini. It keeps asking if I want to use Gemini on my phone. Okay. Okay, what do we got to work on now? PrintLogger is mostly ready and good to go. Let's work on the transition, right? So what happens right now? I'm going to walk over to the operations room, and I can hit spacebar. Takes me right here. The operations menu. This is all working as you'd expect. I go back, takes me right back here. I go personnel. Okay. Good construction. I guess it's not set up yet. Whoa. Huh. Wonder why the ship constructor isn't working. What? That's good. Yeah, those two aren't working for some reason. Don't know why. Well, let's figure it out. Construction, spacebar, nothing happens. Trade depot, something happens. Okay, good. Escape button works. Got the foot tap and everything in there. I'll increase this guy's speed just a little bit. It's all magic numbers right now. Modifier. How that feels. A little faster. And the keen, the ones with keen eyes, you'll see that there's an updated animation. In the original, there's actually just 3 frames. The middle frame was ambiguous with the legs, so you couldn't tell which one was crossing in front of the other, or which one was going forward. So they could get away with just 3 frames. But if you'll notice, you can tell that the left leg is going like this, and there's a slight rotation to the torso. This backpack, whatever, is slightly moving. The chest is moving forward just a bit, or rotating, I should say. They've updated the animations a bit. I think I have an example. I do not. That'll be another thing. This one? Nope. Here? Nope. There's my thumbnail that I was working on the other day. Okay. Under. I go here. Let's go to 5. Kind of feels a little bit better anyways. The original was pretty slow. Maybe I can put some in between frames. There. Leave it there for now. Oh no! I closed the whole thing down. Whoops. That's embarrassing. Alright, let's see what's happening with the whole input thing. Enter spacebar. Position equals target door. Yeah, that's working. There's not a node there, that's probably why. If I go to the station manager. Yeah, so ship construction. So what I was looking for through that check, if you look here, there's an operations node here. There's a personnel node. I hadn't made the ship construction class yet. Trade Depot looks like this, but at least it has. I started working on the class a little bit, so it recognized it. Space Dock equally is not there either. This station. Okay. Station. So what we'll do first is sprites. We'll do the portraits, station, spaceman. Okay, so I don't have the turning quite yet. Where is it? We can find two. You can find it here. Back. Need a third monitor. Okay, here we go. This is very close to the OG. And the way they did the turn in the OG game when they would enter a door, it would take this sprite, then this sprite, then this sprite here. Do like this. Oh, nope. That's a toe tap. Let's put this up into flopper. So split up the sprite. Is headless for a bit. Fine. That up. Fine. Get the legs out of here. Oh, is that his butt? Get legs. What's another set of music? Really, really that one. Try this one. See what this one's like. Try that. Oh, interesting. Interesting here. I don't think I increased the size, or maybe I did increase the size of the jetpack or whatever, the backpack compared to the OG. But notice where it gets smaller. So if I go here, the body here, this line right here, keep your eye right there. I think it gets smaller. So we're gonna correct that right now. Which I guess would get rid of the arms. We can move them out. Right? Do this. What? You know what I should have done? Ah, no, those will be fine. For reference. Should just stretched it. Yeah, it's so wide here. Here it looks like a little jetpack. Shoulders come down to here. We can do something like... Eat it. Here. Gotta go wider. Very wide jetpack, I guess. Backpack. Look when it's sideways. Set up in a way that makes it look like this step there. It looks like a square cavity. I'm going to recreate that here. can make that look like a cavity. It already kind of does. I mean, it already looks better. This is how the original hands looked. They always look like corn on the cobs to me. So in the actual walk animation, I gave them actually like, they look like hands now instead of like this. Like claws, like pincers. Okay. Looking better. Compare these two things. Our shoulders on this. Don't have to start so high. Start anywhere, it's got to be there, and both sides get done. We're going to just recreate him standing like that, turned around. There. Then, this is the back side of the arm. Bit. Oh, not that button. Make it look like the elbows are coming back. Oh yeah. Might have to go do some food soon. This just hides it, so it makes it look like his under fat. You know what? That's way better than it used to be. Okay, I'll add some shading to this. Get some depth. Yeah. Better. These. Here and make sure good. Okay, that's matching. And then just to confirm, that's the same height. Roughly here. On the backpack ends, cavity starts kind of here-ish. Good enough. I could probably lower that by a bit. Backpack ends right around here. Okay. I'll lower this by 1 pixel. Be good. I'll even do something like this. Do that. Make it look like a I'll just do it. Yeah, okay. Go back to the front. Our arms. There are arms. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these things out. Work on the backpack without worrying about what the arms look like. Okay. Oop. Armless. Back in. Okay. That allows me to work with the body a bit more. Little backpack thing without having to test for it. Yeah. One, two, three, and line. Oh, unfortunately, these are on the top. Buddy. This. One more. This. Okay. Cool. So what I'm going to do now is I need to add in. It needs to be about in the back layer. So I'm going to put it new layer here. Call it back. Paste. Delete. There we go. And when the body disappears, the arms are still there. We won't be able to see much of this. It's going to be there just in case. Yes. Delete it. Awesome. Head back in. I think that looks good. Okay. And again, the turning animation for going into rooms is like this pose, then this pose, then this pose. I can borrow from the blocking animation. So you do some exporting. Oh, why does it say trade in? Trade depot. Probably more interesting to look at. There is do some exporting and file stuff in this animation done. I'll put it to a weird spot. Called the name for Sprite Sheet version 2. You want to overwrite. Drag that in. Boom. That one. Standing, tapping, that's good. New and Horizontal, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 7. First 1. I want this one, and I want this one. I want... Oh, does he spin on his right foot or spins on his left foot? Decisions we gotta make. Okay. That one here. Yeah, there you go. It does not loop. Please. This frame duration should be 3 times faster, so it's... Whoop. Oh, frame duration. My bad, my bad. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, normally he's just standing here tapping his foot, doop-de-doop-de-doo, and then turns. Oh. Tapping and turns. Okay. Okay, enter. Room requested. We have a hallway, and then what we'll do here, hallway would be disabled. We don't want to enter a room just yet. We want to wait for the animation to stop. So we'll go to spaceman right dot animation equals turning. What if there's a duration like animation? Oh, perfect. So we'll go await, finished. And even from here, we'll also need to open the doors, or the station room doors. That'll have to open up too. So I'll wait for this guy to finish, and then I'll hit 3, date timer. Wait another 2 seconds after he finishes spinning. Yeah, this looks. This works at all. Yeah, 2 seconds after the spin, and it goes. Okay, cool. Spacebar to. Oh, now there's a bug. Happened there. Try that again. Okay, we're now in. Back out. Okay, this looks. What is happening here? Animation is not looping. Does it just stop playing? That's weird. Huh. You have to play it. Makes sense. how that looks. Okay, that's all working. If the foot tap starts. Yep, there's the foot tap. That's good. Spins. 2 seconds later, enters the room. Boom, exit out. Animation's back. Good. And let's see if we go here. Spin. Yeah, okay, there we go. I guess when just setting the property, it doesn't actually call... I guess it's just playing because these ones were auto-playing already, and then when it switched to this turning one, then it stopped the animation because this is only meant to be played once. Very interesting. Good to know. Didn't be that long. That's good. The other thing we need to do now is open up the doors. So now I need to make an animation for the door itself. That needs to go open up. Door. Look at that. I've already programmed in an open and closed door thing. Brilliant. So, does the door open right when you push the button, or does it wait for a second and then... Let's do it right away and just see how it works. Doors. Need the room ID. Here, room ID. Open the door. See how this looks. Yeah, sweet. Okay, the speed that it takes to that 1 second delay is a little on the long side. This could probably be shorter. Right here. No, I can't because it doesn't have anything in it yet. Okay. Now all the doors just kind of stay open. Need an exit. Draw function. Okay, and then doors. Selected room ID dot close door. Ta-da. Oop. Nice. Amazing. Amazing that it just works. Okay. There's a little bit of a delay there. I don't think we need to delay so much. Let's get rid of this little timer. Let's just use the animation of the turn and see how that works. A little too quick. Okay, I'll put that back in. Just a hair longer. Yeah. Okay. It's fun. I just want to. Now I wonder. Is there a way? I wonder. Last second, can we get like a? I don't know. I want them to almost move upwards a little bit. This is fine for now. I don't need to make it overly fancy. That one was not finding one thing. Pick one. Okay. Head out real quick. Let's go to where are we? Abilities. That works. Duba, good. Okay, now where am I storing that? I think it's in game config. Here. Oh. Configuration. New price hikes. For one. That makes sense. And config. New price hikes. One. And copy. Now we'll go retrieve price hike. So it's the first one. Nice. Okay. It's the price hike 2, then we'll call number 2. And I love it when code just works. Oh, what else is there? Getting a little sidetracked, but that time manager. This is the second price hike that happens in the game. What date does it happen at? Current price hike is the second one. Special reduced rate of... Wait, what? Oh, here it is. Okay, this wasn't here before. Current price hike. Now 2,000 MU. One thing that would be kind of nice is if font was a little on the darker side. You can't tell, it's actually kind of a gray. Do this. Crazy. You ready for this? Wait. Now there's a dynamic color. Starting a new. Return a string. Does. Good for me. Okay. I still have to do this. Yeah. See what that looks like. Price hike. That stands out just a bit more. Okay. Let's go back to operations, load it, and go to 80. Yeah, that works. Let's just do that. Whoops. It stands out a little bit more. I wish it stood out more though somehow. I wonder if I just do a different color. Blue or something, I don't know. See, this isn't even white here. Good. Yeah. Well, there's a way to make that even more special, you know? Italicize it or give it some sort of way to pop. That was kind of cool for in my other iteration. When you walked up to a door and you could enter it, I made these turn green. I wonder if originally these were meant to like roll. As you can see, there's this color difference here, and I wonder if it was meant to like roll a bit. They just didn't get around to animating it. I'd be curious to know if that was. It doesn't make sense to have this gradient here, right? Would it make more sense to have it like roll like What we could do here? Just gonna think. Make it really hacky, and I can make a few little green color rects. I don't know. Let's just do it. Let's just do a whole bunch of these. So we can go like this. Red, blue, just pure green. Just a bit. Here's what I did my last iteration of this. Let's make this white. That way we can control them all from like a something else. Oh wait. Oop. Over. Lights. Now I can control all of them with the modulate of this guy. So we're going to modulate. Door lights dot visible true. False. So we can animate this later, but let's just see how this works. I'm gonna turn them off. Not what I wanted at all. Here right now. But as we walk in front of these doors, it goes green. Yeah. Oop. When you can enter. Yeah, just notice this gradient effect. I wonder if there was like, it was meant to like roll. Like all this animated stuff down here is something that I added later. Like I did this. The original foreground they made, but then I added this animation, and I wonder if these, I don't know. I think maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just the only one interested in this type of stuff. It goes green when it's ready. When it's ready. But there's another way to do that. Could do something a little on the crazy side, is I could something. Okay. Hear me out. Let's see what I'm doing. Boom, 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 boom. Main color. Size. Yeah, and then you modulate this like 50%. Bigger to. I'm gonna go for like a glow effect. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I think I need to make it bright. And bigger. Go to, I don't know, 12? Up a bit, but that's... They shouldn't overlap. Oh, this is cheating, but... Oops. Not that one. There. There. Oh, it's going to be a bit bigger. Okay. Stacked on top of each other. Okay, so this is the bigger one. Back on Q. Back on Q. Back on Q. Q. ability to restore all y'all. And from there we can do something like, I don't know, like a subtle little motion here. Here. That's just a little. Right. See what that looks like actually. Not that one. Start off. Sure. On ready. Or lights visible equal false. See what this looks like. Okay. Yeah, it's just subtle, but it's just enough to make that give that impression of it coming on. That's cool. Now, let's take it even further, and instead of just turning on right away, let's do something insane like animate it. What do we call this? It's on. It's off. We can make them public. Why not? More lights. That's what we want to get to. You know, it happens so fast, the duration won't be long. I just do a quick... I don't think we need a global class for this. They'll probably interrupt each other a little bit. But it's going to happen so fast that even if it blinks on quickly, it's not going to make a difference. will be for modulate. Another variation will be 0.0 or like 0.1 second. This here it will be so. Print mean dot fallback found a function void or it's dot roll. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, there's just a subtle on, off, on. It's very subtle, but it's there. I think go a little bit faster. 5. 5. Too fast. Right from there. Yeah, just a subtle little on, turns off. Brilliant. Happy with that. Next step is with the transition, we need some sort of screen blocker or like a screen fader. That's right here. One also here for the rooms. Headshot. Correct. Whole screen. The whole screen. Erect. Over. Try another one. Let's try this one. this, room fade. Make a screen. No, the screen fader. I have a class that... Do it real quick, because I think I have a pre-program to go to the top. Let's do... Take it. Here. Defaults to 500, but you have a choice right when you last. Okay, so that world will make it, and then instead of having this here, doesn't have to be here. The canvas room or canvas. Let's just try it. That's just. I could do it. Okay. Entering a room. This will be where we go. Sure. Go room and fader. Close. Ooh. And we want to set this to 0 because that's the layer we want it on. Go right here. Right. Fade out. 5. Instead of using this timer, we can use the timer of the room screen fader. So check this out. You're gonna wait room fader dot fade out finished. Oh. You build these classes, sometimes it's just... Once this is done, you enter the room. Da-da-da. That gets done, and then right here, room screen fader dot fade back in. Make this 5. Yeah, let's see if this works. Yeah, there's nothing in that room. Right. Oh, I have to instantiate the scene, not the class. Right. Not bad. Not a problem, though. No problem. So, screen fader dot late. Oh. We'll add it to the Okay, that's all we should. I think that's all we need to do. Close. Very close. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, this is layer 5, technically, so I need to be on layer 6. I think that's how this works. Let's go to layer 6. Or, we just go rooms dot layer +1. That. Ah. Ah, brilliant. Don't you just love it when it works? Back. Okay, now we just need to fade back out. Okay, fade out can go a bit faster, but that's the right idea. Let's go 3, 3. Here as a canvas. Here. Way. What do I call it? Okay. For the trade depot this time. Brilliant. Well, I love it when it just works. Nothing there yet. Let's frickin' go. Okay. Exiting. Right, so we're getting in there. It's great. Getting exit quad display. Here we can do another fader. Fader scene dot instantiate. Copy this whole thing. Menu, then room screen fader dot fade back in 0.35. That should work, right? Dang it, that's too fast. The room changes too fast. Okay, close menu, close the door. Switching off too fast. What is calling this? Find out. Room manager. Exit room. Do this. Let's, instead of this controlling its visibility, let's get this to control its visibility. So then here we go. Station room manager dot visible equals true. That's where it'd be false. Here's where we make it true. Fade out. Once the fade out finishes, then we do the visibility switch and we fade back in. Oops, not that one. This one is kind of annoying. But ooh. Brilliant. Sweet. And we hit our first bug. What happened there is I hit the shortcuts a little too quick, so I think I got stuck somewhere. Gotta disable the controls until it's way. Controls. Stable hallway, don't do anything. Good. Stable hallway. This needs to get turned on only after here. Won't have to. Don't want to let them press any buttons until fade out's almost done. Like we can. Good there. Do it again. Let's see if he moves after I press escape. Oh. Fade in. Await. Just a few seconds or moments. Get tree.create timer 0.15.timeout. So that when we come back in, we can't move right away, but pretty close afterwards. Back. Okay. Ah, yeah. Okay, so you here. By standing. There we go. Yeah. Much better. Sweet. Stable hallway. Anywhere else. That's the only place. Or if put a guard there too. The hallway's disabled. I'm not going to be entering anything. I guess it's fine. I think I'm overthinking it. Okay. Not a big deal. Okay, I need to have some lunch. Be a productive human for a bit, not that I haven't been. Chores I want to do. Got some emails to write. I might be back later. I'm not sure how YouTube works in this way. I'm not going to leave it running, but maybe I'll be back. Maybe I'll be back later. So, thanks for checking out the stream and checking this out as a video later on. So, have a great day. See you later.